Hi, this is Vicki Romaine with Cheerful Greetings, and today we're going to make a couple of cards. I will have some sick cards and some Christmas cards, or sick cards with kind of a Christmas theme. So, let's talk about plaids. Now, you can see plaids all the time in dresses, or plaid skirts, or kilts. Why not make a plaid card? So I'm going to do this two different ways. The first one is a primitive way of making your plaid. I have cut some strips here that are about a half an inch wide, and they're my larger strips. And I'm putting them on a blue piece of cardstock. That in turn will give me three colors in my plaid. I could do it on a white cardstock, but I wanted the extra color. And so that's why I'm working with colored cardstock as my basic card. Now I've made my first directional in my plaid. I did it vertical, going up and down. And now I'm going to take my other two that I have here, and I'm going to make them horizontal. You will notice that the cardstock this direction is too long, but I'll be cutting that off. Now, this will not be a woven card. A woven card is one where the strips go in and out of each other. This is basically just a plaid card with the strips of cardstock going on top of each other in layers. I'm using my scissors now to trim my long pieces of cardstock down to the size of my greeting card. Now we have a plaid of blue and red. And it's a little boring now, so let's make it a little more interesting. I'm going to use some green strips this time. These are approximately 1/4 of an inch wide, and I will be putting them between the red strips. Could have used any color combination of cardstock strips. It just happens I had these available, and I decided to put the red and blue and green together as a color combination. You could choose almost any color combination and it would work. And I will show you in a few minutes what I mean by that. I'm going to fast forward my video a little bit so I can show you my second method of making a plaid, because that's the method I really, really like. My plaid is almost finished here. I'm wiping up the glue on my mat so I don't get it on my card. Now I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to trim those extra pieces off. I'm first going to make sure the stripes are where I want them. With this card just about finished, I'm going to put it aside until I show you how to make the plaid with a different method, and then I'll go back and decorate both of them. The method that I just used is for someone who does not have a big shot or any type of die cutter. But if you do have some dies, here's the one that you want to get. And it comes as a set of 2. And you will notice that one of them has much wider strips than the other. Sometimes it takes a little talent to find the hole in the package so you can get the dies out. Voila, finally I found it, and here are my 2 dies. One of them, you will notice, has the wide strip, and the other die has the narrow strips, and they come as a set. Now, I have previously cut out a number of dies in different colors of cardstock, and I'll show you how I make my plaid. I have cut a bunch of die cuts here, and they're all different colors. Since I have cut a number of them, I'm going to pair them up ahead of time so that I don't have the same colors together. In other words, I don't want a die cut that's the large size with my with the same color as the small die cut. That won't work. It won't look right. So what I want to do is match them up. I'm putting my big pieces out first, and then I'll just randomly put one on top of each other and see how I like the color combinations. And if you will find that there aren't many color combinations that won't work. Okay, I have them all set up now, and I can get the adhesive on them. I'm going to set them to the side in pairs so I'll know which ones I want to go together. Now I'm getting my Xyron sticker maker, and this is a machine that I used in my last video, and a number of people said that they did not know it existed. It just happened I had an extra die cut the last time I did this, so I'll just take it out for right now. I'm going to be putting my die cuts in pairs, just like I matched them up, and I'm going to have them side by side so that they will run at the same time. I put them next to each other. I don't want them to overlap, and I'll run them through the machine. And you just have to use your here's a little piece that didn't get cut. We'll just take it off. Again, you run it through the machine like this, and you push it in so far. You want to make sure that the next set does not match, does not go over top of the previous one. Okay, now that I have run 2 of them through, I didn't want to do them all because we really don't have time for me to do all of the different dies. So I'm just going to put them aside for right now. But I have 2 sets here. Now, for the first one at the bottom here, the red and green, I have a red card here. So I'm going to go back here to the top one, to the green and yellow, because I want 3 colors on my card. And the red you would not be able to see as well as you will the yellow. And if you'll notice, the top layer is a piece of cellophane, and it kind of sticks to your cards. There's only one thing about this die cut that I don't like, and that's the fact that it's almost 1/8 of an inch larger than the card itself. So you really have to be careful at putting it on. You want to make sure that you get it down just as far as you can without having a hole in the square. So you notice that I'm taking my time to get that very first part on. Then I'm going down the side to make sure I don't have a hole in the area. And once I mesh it down, you'll see that the card stock is completely covered and there's no opening. That's the only drawback on this die. Now I'm ready for the next layer. And this layer won't be as difficult because it is the same size as the wide strips. So I can just put it right on top of the wide and it will fit perfectly. You just have to take your time at placing it on the piece of cardstock below, because you don't want it crooked and you want it to cover the card completely. Now here's the front of my card. I think the red underneath it looks nice. That gives me 3 colors in my plaid. And I have the inside card will be red now, and so I'll probably just put a white sentiment on the inside. So we have that one using the die cuts. It looks a little Christmassy, so let's see what we can find to put on my plaid here. I've got some stickers that I have had for years, and I think it's time to use them. I'm sure no one out there has things that they haven't used lately. I'm certain I must be the only one, because it's not that I hoard them, I just don't get around to using them. And I can't decide which one I want. So let's just try one of them here. And to have had them so long, they really, really stick. And they're hard to get up off the plastic. So bear with me for a second until I get my little Santa Claus off. I don't want to tear him. And, but he doesn't want to come off either. There we go. We're finally having success at getting our Santa Claus off. I want to make sure all the hands and the feet come off without tearing them. And let's decide where he should go. I think he's looking to the side there, so we'll have him looking to the outside. Another thing about this card, I don't know if you can tell by looking at it, but I'm afraid it has a little stickiness on top, because when you use that sticker maker, it puts glue kind of in between the lines. So the best way to get rid of it is to let your card sit out for a while and have it be in the air, and that stickiness will go away. So you don't really want to make your card one day and then put it straight into your envelope. You'd probably want to wait. Now, if you notice, I have a little layer around the edge, a little border of the colored green and yellow, but that is does not be a problem. Now let's look at some of the others that I have done and see what you like. Okay, here is one I've made. It is not a Christmas one, but it has a nice butterfly on it. I'll have to put something on there to decorate it a little more. And here's another one. I put a little tag on it, and I have a penguin, And that's a little Christmassy with my Merry Christmas tag. And then here's one here that I've put a penguin with a sticker. And another one, I didn't really like the color combination in this one with the Santa Claus that I just put up here. But once I got my Santa Claus in it, I liked the colors okay. This one with the blue background is the one that's still kind of bothering me. I like the Santa Claus on it, but I think we need a Christmas sentiment. I want to put a little more Christmas spirit on it. So I've got this sticker here that says season greetings. And I'm going to put this on here. And it's got a bunch of holly here. And I don't want it on front of my Santa Claus. So I'm going to put my Santa Claus, I'm going to pull my Santa Claus head back a little bit and put the banner behind his head so that it won't be across his head and his face. And it looks more like he's standing in front of it. I don't think my penguin needs anything else. It's got the tag and it's got the string hanging down. That's taking up part of the open space in the front. So I think we're fine with it. Now let's look at my butterfly. I'm going to make it a sick card because I make numerous sick cards during the week and mail them out. So we'll make this a sick card, and it's kind of on the Christmassy side. Even though it's got a butterfly, it's got the bright colors of Christmas. I'll put a little glue on the back, and it'll fit right in the square there. So the yellow kind of gives it a border or a mat behind it. Now let's look at the first card I made. There's my first plaid, and you can see the difference in the two. But I think this first one turned out well, and I'm going to make it a little on the Christmas side, so let's see what we can do. Let's start with the Christmas saying. I have one here. It says Merry Christmas, and it fits in here just perfectly. I'll have it matched up with my lines. Okay, let's make this card just a little more Christmassy. I have a couple of packages down here, so I'll put that on the bottom. If you notice, this card is turning out really cute, and I like the others also, the ones that I use the die cuts. But if you don't have the die cuts, see, you can make a cute plaid card by just cutting some strips and putting them on top of each other. And I wouldn't weave them. I like them plain like this. I think, and it's much easier and quicker to do than to weave your strips. If you notice the cards, a lot of them have different colored backgrounds. This one I didn't care for at first, but now I think it's my favorite. It had a dark blue, and this one has a light blue background. When I say background, I mean basic card. And the one that we did first has a dark blue, and then our Santa Claus has a red card with 2 shades of green, and I'm going to make it a Get Well card too. So we'll put him up there, and I'll glue that on in a few minutes. Little penguins, I think turned out really cute with a saying of holiday greetings, and I'll put something on the inside. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. These cards are fun to do, and just think of all the different color combinations you can work up in this. The main thing is don't have 2 layers the same color. If you have them the same color, have them different shades. Like the one penguin has a wide strip of light green and a thin strip of dark green. That helps to point out the different layers. If you did enjoy this tutorial, please come back and see me and see what I have in store for you for next time. In the meantime, please subscribe, and don't forget, I would love to hear some comments as to whether or not you like plaid Christmas cards, or should we just save plaid for clothing? But I think plaid on cards is just as cute. Here's my collection of cards that I have made with this technique, or these two techniques, and you need to try them out and see if you like plaid cards. And don't forget, come back and see me, and please subscribe. Have a great crafting day. Bye.